how to start this one. I don't know how to start it. I'm wearing makeup. To make me look better on camera. Not for you guys. Not for you guys. For Connor. Because we all know he's worth it. So, it is 1:30 in the morning. I've already recorded a video. I've already doing a different reaction video. And I've already done all kinds of voiceover and video editing and stuff like that. But I wanted to go ahead, and since I'm in the mood and ready to do something, I wanted to go ahead and record one of the most requested, at least I think this is the one of the most requested videos on this channel. One of the most requested videos for me to react to. And that is CDawgVA's Yaoi making video. Now, he actually has two. He has two of these, I believe. And so there's one that's older, and that one is, this company paid me to voice Yaoi. That's what it says. So I'm assuming that's the one that people were wanting me to do. There's another one that's longer, it's like an hour, and this one is, dear God, 37 minutes. So I'm going to try not to stop and start too much, because otherwise this is also going to be more than an hour. And I really don't like reaction videos that long. But we're going to see. So I am not familiar with yaois. I don't watch them. I don't read the mangas. In fact, I don't think I've read any manga. Watched tons of anime, but never yaois. In fact, I am new to this completely. So my perspective is not going to be on that aspect, is going to be on the voiceover, which is what I assume people were wanting me to comment and react to. So when it comes to voiceover and the whole production side, that's something I'm a little bit more familiar with. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time.
So, Japan. Land of the strange and home of the questionable comics
Absolutely
known as
the
manga,
strange.
which I so happen to be
Manga?
quite a big fan
Manga?
of. So when
Manga?
Bookwalker, a company that publishes online manga and visual novels, contacted me asking me if
He
I'd
knows
be
more
willing
about it,
to
so it's
make
probably
an
manga.
audiobook based on one of their not-so-well-known titles, of course, I was sold. So the video that you are about to watch is the story.
How much is that? Is that like 70 bucks?
Just like this, if you will, of the process of how I created this extremely questionable piece of art that no doubt will come to haunt me at some point in my life. So, without further ado,
My
let's
fear
start
is that
from day
my
one,
video is going to get
the beginning
demonetized
of this
because
whole
of this.
process.
Let's see. Day 1, February 20th. Okay.
All right, it is day 1 on the Yaoi
Also,
production train.
2019,
I just got
I
a
assume?
text this morning informing me that I did indeed have the green light to do this project. So yes, we're doing this legally, baby. So the manga
I'm
they
wondering
have
how he
given
actually
us
got
is
the work.
under
Like,
one roof. With
how
the
does-
beast. I
what
know-
connection does he have with
I know
them?
you guys love it because it was the most sold book using the damn coupon code CDawg. That's why I asked for it. So what I quickly did is I know that
That's
I'm gonna
funny.
voice
That's pretty
actors
good.
Other than myself in this project. So I've quickly thrown together a quick
He's
casting
not trying to
call, as you can
voice
see on the
every
screen right
character,
now.
which is something
And
I've
we're
seen
gonna be
before.
Hopefully,
What mic is that?
finding some amazing voice actors. Basically, you know, this is a very
I think every video I've seen of him, he has a
casting
different
call. I just give
microphone, I
information on the
think.
project and what we're making. I also just detail things that I want and don't want. For example, I don't want a 12-year-old voicing in my Yaoi Not Safe for Work project.
Yes, thank you.
That's illegal. So yeah, and then also obviously I'm looking for male voices because all we have is male characters, and you know, extra information you might want as a voice actor.
Only
when
male
when you're looking at a
characters?
project, you know, are you getting paid?
Not even
How quickly
female
do you
side
need the lines,
characters?
that
Bit-
kind of stuff.
bit
I
roles,
also give
extra
information
background?
on, you know, if you're recording, how I want you to send me the files, as I want this to be easy for me. And now the most important.
I would
bread and butter of the project.
absolutely say auditions, MP3, final product, wave. Please do not send final product as MP3. That would drive me crazy. $70? How many words? Does it say how many words?
Check the
70
character
bucks.
information sheet. this gives any information you would want as a voice actor. As to
I'm guessing
how
it's a
to do
small
the
role.
lines or how to approach them. You know, important character traits.
Don't get me
like,
wrong.
You know, are they shy?
I've paid
Are they
people,
happy? Are they
you know, for
confident?
very, very small
What
roles,
kind
but
of tone I'm looking for, as well as the pay. For
again,
that
I don't know how
specific
many
character.
words, so I don't know. Maybe it
and
is
then
fair.
obviously I've chosen 3 different lines, which I think give me enough variety.
I think
in
it's a
that
really good
character
standard,
specifically,
too.
so that I can hopefully choose the best voice actor.
3 different
for that
lines,
character.
different
I don't
emotions, no
actually
more than
have
that
anybody in
for
mind.
audition.
Normally, you know, I'll have a friend or 2 who I can go to, but you know, this project I'm completely shooting in the dark.
Where
and
is he
hopefully we get
posting it, by the
someone
way?
Spicy. Right. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna spread this thing like the plague. We're gonna make sure this gets everywhere,
Okay.
so as many people who would be interested
Where's he
in
posting
this
it?
can
That's
see
what I
it.
wanna know.
And hopefully I get enough different voice actors where I am spoilt for choice on quality. So without further ado, let's share this around and let's tweet. Boom,
Twitter.
there we go.
Send it on
Honestly,
Twitter. Okay.
I have no idea how this project is gonna go. I have a feeling we're gonna hit a lot of walls. But I'm hoping we get something spicy at the end for you guys to listen to. We are on the 20th of February at the moment, and the next thing we're going to be doing is getting the script together. Obviously, in the manga, it's all written out, but we want to make it as easy as possible for the voice actors to just do their lines. and
Thank
have them very
you.
clear and concise.
People
So
have
also
sent
give them a
me,
little bit-
people have sent me just comics, just the comic pages, and then like not broken it down, not any of that, and that drives me crazy. Especially considering, you know, I have to send them my quote, and I need to, so then I have to like, if it's not in a format that I can actually copy the words onto Word doc to get the total word count at the bottom, I have to count the words individually, and sometimes I just pass on those projects, no matter how much they're willing to pay. It's the agony of them not doing their half of the work that I'm like, you're probably going to be more headache than you're
direction.
worth.
So we're going to be making the script next.
So I'm glad he's
and
doing
then
that.
hopefully
Points.
we'll have our voice actors and we can cast this bad boy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hopefully the next time you
don't.
guys will see me on screen, we will be casting our voice actors and we'll get to listen to all their auditions. And yeah, so that'll be fun.
4 days later, okay.
What is up, my beautiful weebs? It has been 4 days since we have
I still don't know what weeb
posted
means.
our casting call.
Still don't know what that
A few
means.
days before we begin going through auditions. I wasn't told that I could exactly tell people about this project, so I did get a little scary message from Bookwalker, just being like, hey Connor, I nearly did a big fuck up, and I wasn't exactly told I could make a public casting call, but we did it anyway. And it's going okay.
So you
We're
weren't
still
told that
here.
you
We're
could,
still-
but you
we're
weren't
still-
told that you
we're still green light,
couldn't?
So that's fine. That's fine.
I think it's fine.
Anyway, yeah, so it's been 4 days, and
Yeah, I think it's, you know, I can kind of see why he wouldn't be able to share that publicly, because that lets people know in advance that there is going to be an audiobook. And a lot of times companies don't like people to know that something is going to happen, just in case it doesn't end up being all that good. You know, then, you know, they don't have to tell people. So that's probably one of the reasons that they're kind of not happy with him saying that. That's why a lot of actors can't say that they're in a movie until it's already listed that it's actually coming out and there's a deadline, and then they're in the credits. So, you know, I can kind of imagine that, yeah, they would be a little bit. But if they didn't tell him that he couldn't, you know, it's a little bit on their side. But he probably should have assumed something like that.
30 auditions, which is fantastic.
What I would have done, sorry to pause it again, what I would have done, mostly because I don't want to miss any of this, what I would have done is I would have had closed auditions, is I would have, you know, had a group of friends, you know, people that I know that I could trust, go as many voice actors, and probably like message them privately, like, hey, you know, are you interested in auditioning for something like that? That's probably what I would have done. I've done stuff like that before, not had open auditions, and posted it out there, but
didn't want more than 50.
that's all done.
Really, because that's
you know,
a lot
that's old news.
of people to listen to. But yeah, no, I think a lot of people would have expected a ton more. But yeah, I made the criteria very strict on purpose.
I don't know how many roles
he's
he's auditioning for, so I don't know if 50 is a
one,
lot.
We're over 18, and 2, had the quality and the know-how to deliver the results that we're kind of looking for here. So yeah, we're just going to go through all the auditions today, and
All of
today we'll
them?
be casting and hopefully arranging recording sessions, and that's what we'll do next.
Daigo, I was already gonna move out anyway, and if you're looking for a room, isn't it a perfect situation for the both of us? You don't have to pay rent.
Okay.
That was good. That was pretty good.
Yeah, there was things that I really liked about his voice, and there was
Sounded
things
young,
that I really didn't like.
Relatively
But I think
good
if,
audition.
he had a bit of direction.
Clean audio.
We could definitely work with that. Interesting start. All right, Ben. I've worked with Ben before. Benematrix on the channel. He's done Isaiah voice very often for me. I'm excited to see what you do, Ben.
I said no! There's no way I can tell Jin my feelings even if I practice like this. Why do you have to be mean with the same face as Jin? So terrible. I wish I had just kissed Jin instead. Why did it have to be Shin? I kissed him, didn't I?
Okay, sounds like there's some noise cleanup in the back of his audio. I can kind of hear a little bit of this kind of mechanic warbling, which sounds like there was a low, because there was some hiss when he got louder, which means that the noise floor also peaked. Maybe there's a compressor being used. But personally, like even with a little bit of that noise cleanup warbling in the silence, or, you know, a little bit of hiss in the background, that was still good. The only thing that I really kind of didn't like was at the beginning, it sounded like there was a little bit of peaking. But ultimately, like, yeah, I'm agreeing with his face. The performance was really good. I'm just gonna skip ahead to whatever he might say. Sometimes it doesn't come down to performance. Sometimes it doesn't come down to quality. Sometimes it really is, you know, the person directing. Is that the voice they had in mind? Is that the performance they had in mind? You know, sometimes you could absolutely nail it in acting and quality, but just not be the right fit, or the fit that the director or producer or whoever's making it had in mind. So sometimes you could do a stellar audition and just not get it, and it go to someone who, you know, missed the mark on on either quality or performance, and mostly it was just because they just had a better sound, or they understood the character, or was more what the person hosting the audition had in mind, and they, like him, are thinking, I can just pull a better performance out of them.
As the person in charge of the project.
Sometimes that happens, and
I gotta
sometimes
try
it's
and
really
get this to
disappointing, but
sound the way I want
that's
it to
just the
sound.
industry.
Sometimes someone might be technically better, but they might not be what you're looking for in a certain role. So
right, there you go.
It is a bit of a minefield, and that's why a lot of people get upset with casting announcements, because they're always like, well, that's not who I wanted it to be, and I wanted it to be this guy. So I feel
You're
like
not the
that
one
may happen,
auditioning.
I also
You're not the
don't
one
think
hosting the
anyone
audition.
has done a cast session or going through auditions on YouTube. So this might be a bit alien to people, and also might make people think I'm kind of harsh.
Some people
I don't know.
have. I don't know. It's a good question.
I
don't
really
think it's too harsh.
I'm worried about people getting upset, but
I'm sure he's cutting out
my
all the
fucking
really,
project.
truly
Fuck
bad
you.
ones.
Being an only child with both my parents
Nope,
working.
I take it back.
See that?
Being an only child with both my parents working during long breaks, the Fukumachi.
That quality is.
Yeah, no, he
not
left
good
a bad one
enough
out.
at all. That sounds like.
That sounded like
like a toaster.
Being an only child with both my parents working, during long breaks, the Fukumachi family took me in.
Okay, that's pretty good.
he sounded
Very
young,
good, actually.
Really
I
young.
said no! There's no way I could tell Jin my feelings.
There was some metal wherever he was recording, because I heard that bounce back of that thing when his voice went out.
Even if I practice like this. Why do you have to be mean with the same face as Jin?
Yeah, there's some
So
bounce back.
terrible.
He's got a good voice. He's got a really good voice. I'm really worried though, because listen to this.
I may want to skip this.
Listen to the background noise.
I may want to skip this.
I said no!
You hear that?
Yeah.
That really distinct reverb. That's a big sign that I should be worried, because I can't have, the apex emotional line.
Oh my God. No wonder people
not
wanted me to
land
react to
because
these.
it echoes. I'm gonna put no.
Holy
for now,
crap.
but he
How
did
are
a
we on the
fucking
same
good
page,
audition.
dude?
I'll give him that. If you are watching this, my friend, you did a fucking good job. I'm not certain.
Being an only child with both my parents working during long breaks, the Fukumachi family took me in.
It's not bad, but I can't get the fucking Fiverr video out of my head.
I said no! There's no way I can tell Jin my feelings, even if I practice
got a weird
like this.
distortion
Why
to
do you
it.
have to be mean with the same face as Jin? So terrible. I wish I had kissed Jin instead. Why did it have to be Shin? Kiss. I kissed him.
Oh, yo, okay. I'm
That's
gonna
a
be
weird
honest with you, my
distortion.
boyfriend. I didn't like the first delivery, but you fucking hit it out of the park with the second there. That was good. I'm gonna give you a maybe now, because I think with a little direction.
What I do when
I can get
I'm
you that.
doing
Daigo,
auditions is I have
I was already going
folders.
to move out anyway.
Ooh.
And if you're looking for a room, isn't it a perfect situation for the both of us?
I may skip some of this. What I do when I'm hosting auditions is I take all the auditions, all of them. So I initially listen to them as I'm downloading them. I download all of them, even the ones that I know are not going to make it with quality or performance, and I put it all in one folder, and then inside that folder I have no, maybe, and yes. And then I, go through them, listen to them a day later, so that's fresh ears again, and I listen to them, and then I move them into those categories. And before I move on to maybe, I listen to no one more time, all the way through them. I listen to them, and it's taxing when you get a lot of auditions, but that's how I do it. And then I'm certain, nope, there's none in here. So now they've had 3 listens, 3 complete listens all the way through. Then I go to maybe, do the same thing. Is there anyone that should be moved over to yes? Is there anyone that should be moved over to no? Or whatever, listen to it, nothing changes. Okay, move over to yes, listen back through that. And if all the folders basically stay the same, then I focus on yes, solely. And then I start to compare roles against each other. This is the best of this role, and I'll have new folders for these particular roles, and then I'll put them in different boxes. And, I keep notes as far as what I liked about one and what I didn't like about the other. I don't know if that's his system. I don't know if that's his process, but
You don't have to pay rent.
I think he has the perfect
it is
tone
good
there,
that he's
actually.
listening to.
I think he has a great voice
all
for
of
it,
them.
actually. I think this is the most suitable Jin voice we've heard.
I know a lot of people that don't listen to all of them, all
The
the
delivery
performances
isn't
and all the
quite there,
auditions, and that
but
kind
I
of
think we
bugs
can
me.
Maybe fix that. Let's.
A lot of the times
Let's
they'll
hear
just
another
give
one
up
from
after a
him.
while,
What are
even
you
if it
two
says that
doing?
the audition's still going on.
Don't friggin' get lovey-dovey in my house.
That was good. That was good. I like that. I like that. Because I'm going to be voicing Shin, and I have quite a deep voice, so we need it to kind of match that almost. Because he is my twin.
Shouldn't
I
the
don't
twins
think
sound the
his voice is gonna fit
same?
Daigo, though, unless
Are they
he can
identical
magically make it
twins?
higher
Because it said
without
they
sounding
look the
too high.
same,
Being
right?
an only child with both my parents working.
Ugh.
During
That's what I
long
thought.
breaks, the
Yeah,
Fukumachi.
that voice just doesn't work for Daigo.
I said no! There's no way I can tell Jin my feelings, even if I practice like this.
I can hear
Fantastic actor.
Broom.
I say no. There is no way I can tell Jim my feelings, and if I practice like that.
Auditions are over.
Okay.
What? What's going on?
I'm to pee first. That's what I'm going to do. So, be me. Having the stress of the camera.
There we go.
filming
Now
you
we're
while you try and
fast-forwarding.
make
Okay.
An important decision. It's not so fun. I want my cake, and I also want to eat it. And that is the problem here, is that I need to decide who sounds the best and who I think that I can work with the easiest. On one hand, the actor may deliver the line flawlessly.
I
but
say
isn't quite
walk
the
away
sound
for a
you're
day, come
hoping
back.
for.
Listen
And
to
on
it with
the
a fresh
other,
pair of
another
ears.
actor may deliver the line.
Decide the ones that you
meh,
like,
but have
and
the
then come back later.
perfect sound for what you want.
When you make your final
Do I go
decision.
with the person who is clearly more confident with this line but isn't quite the right sound, or do I go with the actor who is the perfect sound for the character but not quite the right delivery? Sometimes you just have to say fuck it, bite the bullet, and hope you made the right choice, and that's pretty much what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Jin is going to be difficult because Daigo is very anime sounding, very
Is that a bad thing?
vulnerable sounding, whereas Jin more so, he's just a normal guy, and normally that's more difficult than trying to do someone who's out there.
Daigo, I was already gonna move out anyway. And if you're looking for a room, isn't it a perfect situation for the both of us? You don't have to pay rent.
Okay, I like that.
Daigo, I was already gonna move out anyway. And if you're looking for a room, isn't it a perfect situation for the both of us? You don't have to pay rent.
See, Sebastian nails the emotion of Jin quite perfectly, I would say.
Interesting
I don't think the
process.
sound is
I like
quite
watching
right
his process.
for Jin. And
I
it
mean,
kills
it's
me to
nothing
say it.
new. I mean, it's very. It is the agony of hosting auditions and having to go through this.
Daigo,
I really
was
wish
already
that he
gonna
would
move
kind
out
of walk
anyway.
away and come
And
back.
if
He
you're
doesn't have to
looking
make
for
the
a
decision
room,
now.
Isn't it a
Unless he's
perfect
got a really
situation
tight
for the both of
deadline.
us? You don't have to pay rent.
Mm.
Daigo, I was already going to move out anyway.
Like, even if he
And
just
if
comes
you're
back
looking-
He
later
has the
that day,
perfect voice for Jin,
leaves,
I think.
goes get
Like,
some
that
lunch,
tone and warmness
takes a
to his
break,
microphone is fantastic.
does
It
something
really
else,
suits
comes
Jin. 'Cause
back,
Jin's
and then
the
listens
kind
to
of
it. He
the
just needs to
secure brother.
refresh. He just needs
So
to
whereas I might
refresh so he
sound more
can
mysterious as
hear a little
Jin,
bit more,
Jin will sound
with fresh
naturally,
ears.
more protective, like an older brother would be. Whereas I'm the kind of asshole. Oh my god, this is hard. Why? Why has it got to be like this? Why it got to be like this, Chief? All right, we're
What
gonna
does
give
that
the role
sound?
to Ryan.
What does that sound?
Ryan H. I'm gonna decide who's gonna be Daigo.
Say H. He did, didn't he?
Damn, this is difficult. Let me listen to Ben's.
Is the auditioning really half of the video?
Really dig Ben's first line.
Being an only child with both my parents working, during long breaks, the Fukamachi family took me in.
Why do you have to be mean with the same faces,
He
Jin?
gets the quiver, which is, I don't think anyone else got quite got the quiver that I wanted. Knowing that
it's a weird way of saying it.
Huge plus. So right now, I am kind of siding with going with Ben. Listen to Anime Boyfriend one more time. Record all their lines, and then I need to record all my lines.
Are there really only 3
and then we
characters?
can start the post-production, which is going to be the bitch side of this thing.
Who's doing
wow,
the
that took
background
a long
characters?
time, but I'm quite happy with the voices that we got in the end. I hope this gave
Really
some of you
dramatic
insight.
music
Also, I hope
behind-
some of you don't
behind
hate
him.
me for my decisions. I'm kind of nervous
No,
about this, but I'm hoping I made the right choices, and hopefully we'll get some
I'm not, I don't
fantastic
care.
sounding boys on board. And we'll have a project that this
You know,
just
he's the one
sounds
hosting the
amazing.
audition. No one
I'm
should be
excited to
upset
get
with
started
his
on the recording
choice.
process. That's when I'll see you guys next. So we'll talk to you guys then.
Come on, let's go.
In a few days when we start doing all that. Awesome. Thank you.
Boop, boop. So next day. So 4 days waiting for the auditions.
Right.
Literally the following day,
Ryan,
already
do you wanna
started
introduce yourself
auditioning, or started the recording.
Sure. Hey there. I'm Ryan. My online handle is Actors Illusion. I'm an American-based queer voice actor. As far as what you may or may not have heard me in, I've done a couple of Boys Love visual novels. A long time ago, I was a couple of minor roles in the independent game Apotheon. I haven't done a whole lot, actually.
Wow, awesome. I mean, congrats, man. That's awesome. Damn,
Haven't done a whole lot.
You got
Awesome,
more,
awesome.
experience in me than this stuff, so.
Maybe a little bit. I know you do a lot of.
Yeah, I read a lot of it.
you do a lot of, I think, cold reads on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I just go for it. I give the worst voices. Right. So yeah, basically, Jin and Shin are twins, and I'm not gonna lie. This visual novel has.
I don't know.
This,
how much is his studio
this
changed?
manga has a
CDawgVA.
questionable plot. I
How much is his
So yeah, so the main plot for at least the chapter we're in.
environment
is that,
changed?
Shin and Jin are twins, and so the first scene, they discuss Jin, which is you obviously. You're moving out, and they're kind of discussing who's gonna, I suppose. You know, obviously because Shin at this point is aware that Daigo is
Isolation.
All these names are
Shield.
really confusing as well. Shin, Jin.
Looks familiar. I don't know if that's that's a newer one.
Yeah, and
as in
I mean,
newer.
It gets weirder in a little bit.
In
You'll see.
W E E.
So I guess.
Okay.
No, in
we can just
E E
get on with
W
it whenever
E
you
R.
want to, really.
So just want me to take a whack at it?
Just take a whack at it, and we'll see. We'll see. What
Okay.
happens.
All right. I was gonna get some help looking for a place to live since college is starting in spring, but.
Okay. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Try a little more nonchalant.
What is he using as his
So I actually have zero
connection,
complaints
live
with this
connection?
recording session. Ryan did a fantastic job. At
It
bringing
kind of
Jin
looks
to
like.
life. And especially in a project like this, where
It doesn't
Jin
look like
is kind
Zoom.
of
Is it
straight
Zoom?
man to everyone else's absurdity and everyone else's.
Because they
kind of
both seem like they have really
intense
good
anime vibes.
connection.
It can be very difficult to find a voice that sounds believable in this situation when everything else around him is completely absurd. He nailed pretty much every take
Yeah.
I threw at him.
Yeah,
and
I can
there weren't
imagine.
that many, thankfully, so it wasn't too long. It was about a 40-50 minute recording session overall, which is perfect. That's not.
I am going to pause here for a second. Talk about the live connection. I think that is probably the one thing that makes the independent voiceover market different from the professional. Obviously, you know, the microphones and the treatment is something that you can easily do, but the connection, the live connection or recording in studio as opposed to recording via Skype, Zoom, Google Hangout, what have you, is really the biggest difference. My thing, one of the ones that I use is Source Connect now. I think it's still in beta. I don't remember, but there is a web-based Source Connect version. Because Source Connect is a program that you normally use, in tandem between Pro Tools, but there's a web-based one that actually works really, really good. That's what I would normally use. Outside of that, I don't know if Zoom or Skype is better, but just try to make sure you have really good internet, whether you are hosting or whether you are doing the voiceover, whatever. If you're going to be a voice actor, you got to have really good internet, high speed. Trust me, it helps making sure that you get the files to the client. It helps if you ever need to do a live connection like this. So that's something to invest in. It's really good. Really good
because we
internet.
weren't under any time constraints when Ryan did nail a line, I would ask him to do it in a few different ways just to get a bit of variety.
If you weren't in any time I guess within like matching lip flaps, dubbing, and stuff like that.
Head. So I did want as much.
I thought he meant like deadline. I was like, why are you recording the next day?
On pretty much everything that I wanted.
How long did they have to like
this recording session was
go over the script before you started recording?
Well, I think we're done then, aren't we?
Awesome.
Well, I mean, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
If you want to feel free to shout out what you have going on, where they can find you, the people. Let them
That's
know.
nice. I'm glad that he does that.
Sure. The easiest place to find me would probably be on Twitter at Hoyle Ryan. That's where you can mostly find me posting about things.
His
Usually
booth
about
actually
how
looks very
Japanese
similar to my
RPGs should have
first
more
booth.
gay in them.
They should.
No, seriously, like every 2 weeks I go on a rant about that.
Have
and
more
I'm
gay in
also
them.
trying to get off the ground just sort of podcast series called Level Grinding and Wasted Hours, where I basically talk about that exact thing, about queer tropes in role-playing games. So,
well, I mean, all the links will be in the description, so if anyone wants to follow you, they can do
All
so.
right, well, it's nice that he gave him a plug.
Thank
Nice
you so
little
much
plug.
for being on Jin. I can't thank you enough. It's been awesome.
you're very, very welcome.
Okay. Next day, recording for the next guy. I'm glad he's splitting up into different days.
It's the 26th of Feb.
So you've been doing this for 6 days.
Yeah, we're making good progress on the Yaoi dub. I'm just a little worried at the moment, really.
Why?
I want this to be good, I really want this to come out the way that I'm hoping it is going to. And I know that I have the ability to do it. It's just sometimes you just wonder, can you actually deliver on what you know you can? Which sounds horrible to say. I just recorded the lines last night with Jin. I'm probably going to record my lines tomorrow or tonight. They probably won't be the final lines because I'll probably end up hating a line that I do. And
That's pretty true. That's pretty true. Yeah.
But the project's going pretty well so far. I'm just really stressed out. It's
I always
rare
end
that
up
have
recording
to
a
work
tons
on
of different
quite a big
multiple
project and also
takes.
maintain videos for the channel. I think that's one thing I'm kind of not happy about this whole thing is that I'm spending nearly all of my time working on this dub that I feel like some of my videos lately.
It's not a dub though. It's not a dub. It would just be an audiobook. It would just be recording. A dub is when you have to match lip flaps. You have to actually, put your language over a pre-existing language. So it's not a dub, unless they already have the Japanese version. But he already said they're not trying to match time restraint. So I don't know.
Probably not going to be as good as my normal stuff, but it's how it is. I can only spend so much time on certain projects, and I want this Yaoi thing to be great, and I am sinking a lot of time into it. I'm just stressed. I'm going insane.
I mean, it's a big project. You always want to make sure that you have a good connection with
I'll probably
clients.
start this weekend.
No matter how big
I've
or
got to make
small,
all my sound
small it
effects.
is.
If I can't find one that's good, I'm really nervous how this is going to come out. Hopefully this video isn't boring as well.
You're doing sound effects and the music?
I don't know, man. I'm happy either way.
But yet, at the same time, there's only 3 voice actors?
And I like where it is
Are there
going.
no people in the background?
Yeah, I'm just worried about everything.
Also, is it just one manga? I want to say manga.
So,
it's just
my
one manga.
weebs. Let me pull my microphone out for a moment.
What do you got?
Today
What's your
we're
microphone?
going to be recording my lines for the project. I normally record all my serious voiceover lines in here. I normally throw a duvet over my head or a blanket to help the soundproofing. As
Treatment,
I don't have a
not
studio in my
soundproofing.
house. That is a dream, which is not now. So today I'm going to...
That is a dream. Okay, so I've seen some of his other videos, and I've wondered, why he doesn't have his own home recording studio. And apparently that's a dream of his. So does he ever get one? Does he have one? I mean, dude, I'll help you, set one up.
I'm going to be recording it without the duvet, and hopefully it doesn't sound as bad as, I suppose, if I was sitting at my desk. First off, If you're
not doing too much
anything,
yelling,
I
that
highly
should be
recommend
fine.
Tea. Tea is amazing.
Yes.
Also, I hope you guys like my mug. Tea and honey are just fantastic
Yep.
for voiceover.
Completely
if you
agree.
are planning to do a lot of voiceover, make sure you drink plenty of tea, plenty of honey. If you're shouting especially, you're going to need a ton of honey. Drink plenty of water. Don't eat any dairy products before you're about to record because it'll make you really phlegmy. And yeah, don't fuck it up. So I'm here in my typical cozy I don't give a fuck outfit, and we're going to record my lines. For Shin. Let's just record our lines then, bitches. Why are you always talking about Jin? Daigoro, you have me, don't you?
I don't know if this is serious. I don't know if this is serious.
Session is that I completely fucked it up. A lot of the lines I did end up using actually, but I missed at least 4 or 5, 6.
Also, is he supposed to be doing an American accent?
When I started editing the audio, I realized that I did miss quite a lot of lines, and I ended up redoing about half of them. I think the pressure of the camera was a little daunting and whatnot, because I haven't recorded lines with the camera on me before, which is kind of odd.
I don't know if he's doing multiple takes per line, but that's what I would have recommended, is that you do multiple takes per line. Because if you're only just going with one, that's your initial thought. Quite often, your first initial read is normally the wrong one. And it's normally after, third or fourth one is normally the best take, because you've warmed up and experimented with the first two. So maybe you should have done that. I don't know if he did.
I did have a lot of fun, and I felt that I did Jin justice.
Good.
And that's it. We're done for now. I have a feeling that some of those lines weren't good enough. I think when we get to the final mix, we will know. But for now, I feel like we did a decent job. We nailed the lines that mattered. I'm probably going to have to go back and do 1 or 2. I know 1 or 2 I wasn't quite happy with, but I want to tackle it with a fresh mind.
Yes.
Where I know when I know I can do it. But overall, pretty good sesh. For now, good sesh. Good day. I've done so much fucking work today. I'm ready to die. I don't know about you guys. I'm about ready to die.
Did you record the other guy yet?
Ben?
No, here we go.
Introduce yourself
Okay.
to the people.
Hi, my name is Ben, and I am a voice actor who, that's it, yeah. I'm a voice actor, hi.
We've worked together before, haven't we? On some videos. Way back.
Yeah, way back when I remember
Audio Technica
trying to find
2020.
a certain blonde-haired bartender. Trash.
Yeah, man, when I saw your audition, I was like, damn, he's...
I can't tell if that's the audio
And
from Skype or Zoom or
just
whatever.
nailed it, honestly.
This contains mature content.
Indeed it does. You're gonna get your nipples sucked today.
Oh, well, I'm prepared for that.
Don't worry, that's as far as it goes, don't worry.
I'm totally prepared to have
full on.
them full on.
Okay, well, no need, but...
Sure. I mean, I can take off my shirt if you want me to.
When you do the lines, you must be shirtless. Just method acting, come on.
Yeah, that's how I get into character.
Now, knowing that they know each other and the content of what they're about to record, it is good that they're joking on that level. It actually is good that they have that kind of banter. Normally, if this was a strange person you don't know and you're directing them or doing a recording session, even if you're in different places, there is kind of a conduct and there is kind of a do's and don'ts of communication, and there is, you don't want them to feel uncomfortable and you don't want to say anything that's a little too weird. It's just professionalism. However, it's fine for them because, number one, they do know each other. They are familiar with each other. This isn't the first time they've met. And the content that they're about to record is of the spicier variety. And it is good that they go ahead and get that out, get the awkwardness and the uncomfortableness out. If you are going to be recording with someone where there is some more uncomfortable stuff, especially of the sexual nature, you do want to kind of break the tension with comedy and a little bit of levity and kind of establish that both of you are aware of what's about to be recorded, and just there's a friendliness of we're kind of in this together. It may be embarrassing, but we're both here. You know, and I totally get where what you're going through, and if it is awkward, let me know. There's a communication. So I do like that they did that. I do like that they did that kind of banter that did kind of feel a little more than what would normally be communication between a director and you know, a talent. But again, within this context, I think it actually was a good call.
All right, okay. We should probably get a move on, because otherwise we're gonna be here all fucking day. All right. So essentially, Daigo is, if you don't know, is in love with Jin, who is the older brother.
Right.
I am playing Shin.
If he has nothing
and
on
Shin is
that,
aware
on
that
that
you,
silver
Daigo,
thing,
are in love
just
with Jin.
take that off and then just put it
Shin
on the
and
mic
Jin are
stand.
twins, but Shin loves Daigo. So imagine you were hopelessly in love with someone. That's the kind of character that Daigo is, and he's clearly not very experienced in the art of courtship.
Sure.
So
Really?
I guess
Three
we'll
characters?
just go from the start. So the first line is, "Huh? What do you mean? I can use Jin's room."
Huh? What do you mean I can use Jin's room?
He has a very anime voice. He has a
I
very
would
anime
say-
voice.
I like that. That was a good start. I would do the "huh" off guard like you did, like the "huh," and then try and compose yourself mid-line. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you're trying to get your footing back. Like, oh shit, like, you know. Let's see how it sounds.
Yep.
Huh? What do you mean I can use Jin's room?
Ah, yes, the recording session with Ben. This was a very long recording session, about 3 hours.
Probably had the
plus,
most
I
lines.
think. And Ben, for the most part, nailed the majority of his lines.
Hopefully he
Ben,
gave him a break.
by every means, is a
2 breaks,
fantastic
actually.
actor and would most definitely nail this role. However, I don't think that Ben could have got the lines the way I wanted them unless I was on Skype right there to direct him towards the takes that I
Yeah.
needed. Being able to hear the way Ben would do the line and then kind of nudge him in the direction I wanted him to go was extremely useful. And through being able to direct Ben, we got some fantastic lines that I am so happy with. And Ben absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Whose fault is that? Jin is seriously the frickin' worst!
Oh, that's a wrap. Ben, you've been fantastic. Feel free to shout out all your social medias or
Adobe
whatever
Audition.
you want to promote. Let people know.
There's so
where
many
they can find you.
princesses
My
around.
YouTube channel is Benamatrix. You can probably find it if you search it up. It's a little bit hard.
It'll be in the description as well.
Yeah, it'll be in the description, so definitely check that out if you really enjoyed my performance and stuff like that. I appreciate all of you for watching. And, you can follow me on Twitter at Benamatrix as well, and maybe check out my Instagram if you want to.
Thank you for joining me, Ben. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, definitely. I only felt like dying like maybe 3 sessions.
Only 3? I was going for 10, but I mean, okay, I'll take
That's 1 every hour.
No,
It's
you
not
did
bad.
Good. You did good. Really, really fucking good job, dude. I nailed it.
All right.
The looseness and the randomness of his mic stand drives me insane. I kind of wish there was a little bit more clean up.
It's me in my room.
Hey.
We have a problem.
Okay.
I fucked up. More
What'd you do?
importantly, not me. Someone else fucked up, but it's my fuck up now. I have to deal with it. As
Okay.
you guys may know, yesterday we recorded with Daigo, and it went really well. We had really good lines with fantastic delivery. There was just a little problem that happened when I opened up the audio. Let me show you what I mean for a moment.
Oh boy,
So,
what is this? What's going on?
I don't know how many of you guys have audio edited in your life, but it ain't fun.
Sony Vegas? Sony Vegas. Nice. I use the
This
same.
audio here is too quiet. So this is me normal talking. This is my audio. That wave is pretty healthy. It's a pretty good volume.
Yeah.
This is Daigo's line. This is him shouting, and this is him normal talking.
Okay.
Now this is one of his talking lines.
The hell?
What you'll notice is that you can't actually see anything, but if I play audio, so there is actually
Oh my
audio
God.
coming out of it. And the same thing again with
Oh
this
my
line
God.
here. The audio is really quiet.
Jesus.
That's a shouting line. Quiet.
Oh.
And the problem is, and I don't like that this is a problem to begin with. I'm sure there's some of you who are thinking, like, Connor, just turn it up. Turn the volume up. Can't really do that because it'll make the audio sound pretty terrible. And if you do boost audio noticeably, it'll bring out some stuff in the audio that's probably not good, like background noise, or maybe there's a click, a tiny bit, but when you amplify it, it amplifies it all.
Background noise? I don't know if it would affect the background noise. If he's whispering, if he's actually like really whispering, then yes, it would bring up the background noise. Or if he's too far away and it's quiet, and then you bring it up, yeah, it's going to bring down background noise. But if that's his regular voice and he's that far away from the microphone, it's not really going to bring up the background noise any more than it naturally would. What it might do, however, is affect any kind of gain or interface hiss, any noise that's introduced into the audio file from the mic or from the interface. Because if it's recorded, because if the interface isn't clean enough and it exports the audio with a noise, a digital generated noise from the interface into the audio, then, and then you boost up, then you're going to get that. And that's going to be very hard to clean out, depending on the noise. So, yes, it's probably better that he record it at the right gain setting. That's probably what he's getting to.
That's why when you do record, you want to make sure you're getting essentially as loud as the microphone can take, possibly comfortably. Because that way, if you have to turn it down, you're not really losing.
Camera is really blurry, dude.
But if you turn up volume, you're going to lose things. And that's not what you want. So yeah, this is a pretty big problem.
I would also like to point out, if it's too loud, it'll clip, and then it's useless. So there's a Goldilocks zone of audio, which is basically what he's
what I've done is I've kindly asked Ben Daigo to re-record all his lines ASAP and send them to me so that we can get this thing rolling, because our deadline for the actual
3 hours.
First draft is March 5th.
Ooh.
March 1st.
I hope he's sending him the audio.
I really do.
So what he can do is he can actually boost the audio and then send him the takes that he likes. So he can at least reference those so he doesn't have to be there to direct him. So he can at least do that even if he can't use that audio. The other voice actor can at least use that audio as reference and try to match that performance and timing. That's what he can do. So it's not a complete waste.
At the moment, this is proving to be quite annoying. So yeah, hopefully I get those lines today and we can get back on the audio mixing and hopefully get this thing done soon, because I'm freaking out.
Also another thing that he can do, sorry to pause again, is he can actually boost the audio so that he can edit everything around it and then just make a note that when he gets those files to replace them. Gets the new, better files to replace them. So he can kind of go in, do the sound effects, work on the timing, music, and whatever else he's putting in there, and make sure that it sounds natural. If the guy's going to be matching the performances and the timing as before, so he can still use it as a rough track. So it's not a complete waste. He at least still has something to work with and can get a lot of work done.
This day, whatever the fuck day we're on, Ben gave me his fixed lines, so I have lines that I can use now. So all I need to do now is start the audio editing process and finally
start the audio editing process.
Together.
You gotta work on the other stuff. You got 2/3. You had 2/3 of voice acting.
Is it also weird? Every different angle in my room. You guys are just seeing like every angle. In
no, it's fun. I like to see how there's nothing on your walls. Such reflective.
You'll see me.
So reflective.
When I'm done editing this thing and I'm giving my opinion on stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I hope it goes okay.
I've never listened. I have no idea. Oh, March 5th. Yeah, a lot of time has passed.
Okay, hello.
Still surprised he got it done that quickly.
It is
like
the
2
3rd
weeks.
of March today, and I sent the first draft. No, it's not. What? All right, it's the 5th of March. It's the deadline for the first draft of the Yaoi dub, and thankfully, I sent it off in time. I actually sent it 2 days ago. And the person
that camera focus is killing me.
Pretty happy. So I don't know. The only person who's listened to it other than myself is my editor, Evan, and he seemed pretty happy with it as well. But yeah, no, I spent about 4 or 5 days straight editing this thing. I would wake up, edit, go to sleep, go back. And it's difficult because it's not one of those things that you can just kind of like power through. I spent about 4 days editing it.
Yeah, you want to pace
and
yourself.
It was a bit frustrating because sometimes when you're editing videos or editing anything, you know exactly what you need to do and where you need to do it, so you can just kind of like power through and go through it without any issue.
I recommend, only like 2 hours max. Get up, walk away, do something else, because when the frustration starts to build, it'll actually make your editing harder, and you may just start making rapid, sloppy decisions just because you want it done sooner. So, you got it. When you're doing long edits, big projects like that, I imagine it probably runs an hour or two. And it's not just the voices. He said sound effects and stuff like that, and I assume he's putting music in if it's going to be a full production. That is going to take a while. And then I don't know if he's matching the visuals up to it as well.
There was a lot of times where I had to reconsider
but I imagine he is.
if what I was doing was right, and then how certain things I would do in the start of the editing process would maybe affect how they would in the later part. And it's very easy once you start editing something for one mistake to turn into 100 little mistakes if you're not careful. And I definitely nearly fucked up a ton, especially with the panning of the audio. But it was something that I really wanted to do because I really felt like it deserved it. But I think
it adds something. You made a good call.
I'm very burnt out right now.
Especially if you got one person on one side of the screen and the other person on the other side.
Video, but I was just so worn out from editing non-stop. I would wake up every morning and just work on it until I went to bed. I didn't really talk to anyone. Just did that for 4 days straight, trying to get this fucking thing done. Because this deadline is
This reminds me that I have something similar that I have to do.
A little too ambitious on the project. But I'm just praying. I'm praying that this went well. And I'm dreading anything that might come next. I'm really excited about this whole thing.
Like other projects?
Stress gone in my life. I don't want to be stressed, okay? I want to be happy.
It's the not knowing that's stressing you out more than anything.
Wake up,
I'm sure.
And do my videos.
Once he sees that it turned out well,
people do care about it. But
the stress will be gone. It's the not knowing.
I'm only invested in the videos, making them. But when you're making something for someone else, it's like, shit. What if the person who wrote the manga thinks I'm an idiot and they hate it? What am I gonna do?
It's possible. That's possible.
Finally!
So it's been 20 days? 20-ish days?
Bookwalker has approved our audio book. So we're good. So we're finally done.
Is it audiobook with visuals or just audiobook?
When I finished the audiobook, I crashed for 2 days. I didn't really do anything productive. And it's kind of annoying, but I think I also spent all my mental energy and stress on this audiobook. This has been a big project. One that I'm glad that I did, but oh my god, it has been stressful. But I'm just glad that it's over. I'm glad that it's good, and I just hope. I'm worrying now. We're gonna see if people like it. That's the final part, and the part that we won't get to film. We'll just have to read the comments. So if
hope
you
he reads
do
the
wanna
comments.
get your
Is he reading the
hands on
comments?
This exclusive audiobook
for this video?
It's only available for 2 weeks from the release of this video.
What?
You can do so by buying the first chapter of Under One Roof with the Beast. Link in the description down below. If you've never used Bookwalker before, or you're making a new account, you can get 600 coins off by using the coupon code CDawg, and that is the
It only lasts for 2 weeks. That much work?
The creation
2
of
weeks?
this. I haven't been paid to do this, and I've paid everything out of my own
That's
pocket.
crazy.
So the only way I'm going to get paid is if you guys use the code. So yeah, you can do that, but no pressure. I wanted to do this anyway. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Oh, wait a minute. Did he pay the voice actors out of his own pocket? And he only gets paid through the coupon? I don't like that deal. Especially if it's only going to be for 2 weeks. Really seems like they're kind of taking advantage of him here. I'm not okay with that. But, I mean, I did talk before about burner projects, meaning projects that you do to get the experience and the know-how and the credit to possibly do more projects like that in the future. And this probably would qualify as a burner project for him. So even if he doesn't make really anything, even if he doesn't make any money back, as long as people are happy with it and he learns something from it, it's still fine.
This gigantically long video. Don't tell me I don't spoil you guys, because I know I do. I have no idea how I managed to keep uploading videos whilst making this. This has been...
Is it the editor? Is it your editor?
If you want to see more lengthy content in future, please do let me know down below. This has been fun, and I want to kind of dabble in doing more long-term projects, or projects that take a lot more time and are worth the wait. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, thank you thank you. Really, I wouldn't have been able to do this. One, without Evan, first of all. Evan, you're a hero. Second of all, Bookwalker.
He's
if
cool.
Bookwalker didn't believe in my strangeness, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you so,
I wonder how
much, Bookwalker.
how
for
his
letting me
relationship
meme the
with
hell out of you for the
Bookwalker
past
actually
months.
got
That's
built.
about it, really. I've just memed the hell out
Seems
of
like a
you, and
very
I really
weird
appreciate it
relationship
that you
to
guys
actually
have.
have.
No complaints with me doing that. And then you just gave me this cool project to do, so thank you. Thank you. So, without further ado, my weebs, I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I am out of here.
See? Just say that you love me.
No!
I'll let go of you if you say it.
I said no!
Sounds like a
way I
villain.
can
Why
tell
does he
Jen
sound
my
like a
feelings
villain?
Even if I practice like this. Why do you have to be me with the same face as Jen?
The audio quality is good.
Terrible.
Because I love you.
I think his voice is still too bassy, though.
What? He just said love.
All right, so definitely no music in the background. Yeah, I think the quality was good. It's not my kind of. I'm just gonna stop that. It's not my kind of entertainment. Obviously, it's not my cup of tea. I'm just in it for the process and the quality of the service he provides. But that was interesting. It's not that weird. There wasn't really that much in the entire process that you would find really anywhere else. Doing a cartoon, doing a fan dub, doing an abridge, anything like that. A lot of it really. Now, I didn't see his music or his sound effects. I didn't see any of that. I actually kind of would have wanted to. And I don't know if he did the editing for the visuals. That's also part of a process I would have liked to see, especially a little bit more of, because it's more of the full thing rather than just the auditioning, which 90% of this was the auditioning. Not a problem, totally fine. I think his auditioning and his directing was pretty good. I don't know about just posting it on Twitter though, with a Google Drive link. I don't know. That's not how I would have done it. Not saying that it can't be done. Obviously, it did. He got some talent, and he produced, a high-quality product. So it's not to say that you can't do that. It's just not what I would have done. I obviously would have posted it on, a website for voice acting, or I would have gone to friends who I know could deliver similar roles and at least gone to them first to get the majority, and then whatever I couldn't fill, I would have posted somewhere. That's really the only difference. It's really the only, not really an issue, but really the only difference that I would have. It's the only thing different I would have done. Outside of that, I really wish he got a little bit more for as much work as he did put in. I kind of wanted to have seen all the work that he had done. But now, maybe that's in another video. There is another video on a similar topic, but I will not be reacting to that one unless this video, let's see, what's the benchmark for this one? If this video gets, I don't want to set it too high, 100,000 views. If it gets 100,000 views, then I'll do his other Yaoi making video, because I think there's another one. Then I'll react to that one as well. But for now, this is basically going to be it. I love CDawgVA. He seems like a cool dude. Lots of fun, interesting content that he creates and shares. He's a very, very strange, in a good way, kind of individual. And he shares a lot of his process and insight, and I appreciate that. So cool. So thank you guys for recommending this one for me to review. And if you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. But if you give it a thumbs down, you have to say why. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Links to the original video and his channel will be in the description, as always. Always give the people who I review or react to a shout out down below. And subscribe, share this video. Again, if this gets 100,000 views in a short period of time, relatively short period of time, then I'll do a reaction to the other one. But until next time, thank you guys for watching, and peace.